Hey guys, Beretta Millimeter USA here, and today's video is going to be another episode of 45 Friday, starring these two SIG Sauer 45 ACP pistols. This is the full-size SIG Sauer P227 Nitron from circa 2013. That's when this pistol came out, and it was discontinued, I think in like 2017, maybe 2018-ish. Might be a little wrong on that, but I know it came out 2013, 2014. This right here is the SIG Sauer P220 full-size Legion double-action, single-action version. Both these pistols are DASA. You can see your standard decocker right there, and both pistols are sitting right now in that fully rested double-action position. Both pistols are empty, and both pistols are also running DPM guide rod assemblies. I'll mention that out the gate here. You can just feel the difference here manipulating the pistol versus the standard recoil guide rod assembly from a SIG. And that actually is something to mention on the 227 full size. Beretta Sr. and I both thought the DPM system really helped out specifically this pistol, in my opinion. The 227 just had a bit more muzzle flip than expected, even in comparison to a standard 220 with an alloy frame. Again, so this has an alloy frame. The Legion 220 has a steel frame. So there's quite a bit more weight here to soak up the recoil of the 45 ACP when you're shooting those ashtrays out of these P-Series pistols. So looking at these, if you guys don't know what the difference is between the 220 and the 227, it's really right here, talking about the frames. Talking about a double stack magazine versus a single stack on the standard 220. These pistols literally take the same slides, just slightly different magazines. Of course, your wide body, double stack style mag with the 227. Made in Italy again, spaghetti western style mags on both of these. So made by Metgar. Again, 8 rounds with the 220, 10 rounds with the 227, and 45 automatic. Absolutely phenomenal quality on the magazines, and they are expensive. If you're going to try to find 227 mags, you're probably looking about $50 to $70. As far as some different options you have with these guns, with the 220 you're looking at a 10 round extended mag. If you wanted to put an extended mag in there, SIG factory mag, that's what I would stick to. Or you have a 14 round extended SIG factory mag if you can find one. If you guys want to check out some videos on the 227, another channel I highly suggest you go check out is the man, the myth, the legend, Justin Opinion. Shout out to you, brother. Thanks for this patch a couple years back. My bad it took this long to show up here on the table, but anyway. Again, he's made multiple videos. He actually made a video memorializing the 227 when it was discontinued, and it was very well done. And again, in my opinion, it was a very poor decision by SIG to discontinue this. And again, they've also discontinued a large majority of the 220 line. There's like 3 models. They used to have like 15 SKUs, different models in the 220, and they had like 6 or 7 different variations of the 227. It's pretty sad to see these amazing, beautiful hammer-fire guns go away in favor of the old plastic fantastic. And again, if I'm going to choose a striker-fire gun, I'm going to go with the Glock over a P320. And that's after owning, and I still own even the subcompact P320. So keep that in mind. I'm not a total hater on the P320, but I don't believe in the design in comparison to the Glock. But I just don't trust the design like I do the Glock. And here's the old peanut butter special military reject Glock itself. Again, running the DPM guide rod assembly in this as well. Punisher backplate, running XS F8 night sights. Love this pistol. Anyway, again, back to the P-Series SIGs. Again, traditional double action, single action variation. So you have your manual decocker right here if you want to render the pistol into its safest mode with the round in the chamber, which is full double action, and that is a 10-pound trigger in that double action right there. After the pistol goes off in that first trigger pull from double action, it will then cycle the slide and transition to right here at single action, which is a 4-pound trigger, maybe closer to 5 if I'm right on this one. Yeah. And this is a standard SIG trigger with a short reach trigger. So talking about the pad here of the trigger, there's less material here versus a standard SIG trigger. This is a standard reset. So again, here's your reset. Right there. Here's your wall. We're up against the wall right now. Really good break. Wow, there was no creep at all to that trigger. This is actually a really good trigger on this 227. What's another difference between this and the Legion pistols? Right there, guys. You're looking at full-size controls, standard SIG style controls right here on the 227. So if you're a right-handed shooter, shoot with that thumbs forward grip, you might hit that slide release and hold it down, causing the pistol to not lock back. if you run empty. So you might want to adjust your grip ever so slightly away from the controls if you're a right-handed shooter. If you're a lefty, it's not really a big deal, of course. It's out of the way there. And how I manipulate the SIGs is if I put a fresh mag in, if I don't, overhand method, I then use my index finger to hit that slide release. And it works even that way on the Legion pistols for me. But you can see that the controls are minimized here on the Legion versus your standard SIG controls. Much larger profile controls, slide release, and decocker on the standard SIGs versus your Legionized pistols. And I love the Legionized pistols. It's got that gray guns trigger. It's not a gray goose trigger as I called it in the original 226 video from many years ago. That was pretty funny anyway. But yeah, Gray Guns trigger from Gray Gunworks, if I remember right. Truly a phenomenal trigger on the Legion pistols compared to your standard P-series pistols. Again, show you guys the trigger, how it pulls on this. You can see the difference there in the trigger pad too. Slightly wider body trigger. And right here, we're at the wall. A little bit of creep. Boom. Solid break. I'm talking 4 pounds, I'm thinking, in single action. Here's the reset. Short reset trigger. Oh, man. Phenomenal trigger. Absolutely tremendous trigger. And in double action, it is so smooth. All right, let's try the trigger gauge. P227 first. Double action. If I remember right, we're about 11.5 here. Let's try it again. 10.9. Going with it. Very nice. 220 Legion, 45. Double action. I felt like I was a little heavy on it. Let's try it again. 10 pounds. I felt like I was still a little heavy on it. I think it's probably 9.5 pounds. There you go. Phenomenal trigger. And double action. Single action from the Legion first. And one more time. There you go. And the 227 full size. Nitron. Single action. About 6 pounds almost. High fives. Okay. Both stunning. Couple more differences to point out here between your standard SIG pistol and your Legion pistol. Looking at the sights here, the sight pictures. You've got SIG Light night sights here, your standard SIG 3-dot night sight variety on the 227. So you've got a 2-dot tritium in the back, not outlined, square notch, fully serrated rear, with a green fluorescent paint outlined front sight. It's not really showing up very well right now. There you go. This sight picture setup from SIG is one of my all-time favorite sight pictures. Love this pistol. The Legion also has some of those SIG Elite style features, talking about front cocking serrations right here. So if you want to do a press check, you can. Also, you do have a slightly extended beaver tail to the frame versus the standard SIG profile back there. Both extremely high quality pistols, guys. Which pistol is going to shoot a little bit smoother? It's going to be the full size. Between these two pistols, which pistol is going to shoot smoother, guys? In my opinion, it's the 220 Legion 45 steel frame all day over the 227. The 227 is a little bit lighter, so there's a bit more muzzle flip to it out the gate in comparison to your 220 Legion right here. You do have, again, the extra 2 rounds. How are the ergonomics? How does the 220 feel compared to the 227? I gotta tell you, that's another thing that I love about the 220 Legion, or the 220, it feels so good. With that single stack magazine body, melts in the hand. Absolutely love the ergonomics of this pistol. And I love the checkering pattern on the Legion pistols as well. It's all over the place. You got it in the front of the trigger guard if you shoot that in fancy style, underneath the trigger guard to lock in that support hand. And of course, the front strap is fully checkered. And then your grips here have that wonderful checkering pattern of the G10 grips here with the Legion medallion in the center. Love these grips. In comparison over here, you got the E2 style SIG grips, which work really well, and it is a bit more in the hand here. The circumference here, you can feel it ever so slightly, so just know it's not bad. It feels very ergonomic still, in my opinion, and it's very serviceable. I think most people would actually like the ergonomics of the 227 in comparison to a Glock 21 or a 1911 or something like that. If you've experienced mini 45s, you like the grip of the 227. You got the standard SIG reliability as far as that double strike capability. If the round doesn't go off, pull that trigger again, and it should fire, and if it doesn't fire, then you need to do a tap rack drill, of course. But you've got that SIG reliability, hell and back durability. Which pistol, again, feels a bit better in hand? I will say that talking about the grip here, the checkering actually feels more substantial on the 227 with its aluminum frame in comparison to the steel frame 220 Legion. That's kind of wild, right? It just feels a bit better. It's not as well done here on the Legion. Kind of weird. Probably newer machines at the time when this was made, my guess would be. Or maybe they were cutting it a bit sharper. Both pistols are running 3-slot Picatinny rails, so you can mount whatever lighter laser you want to put on these. That's a nice advantage of most of these modern day pistols, of course, is you can put whatever you want on them. So you can turn this into a home defense pistol or your night defensive pistol. I actually have one of those. That's how I set up my 220 compact, which is actually right here. My SIG Sauer 220 compact with the Streamlight TLR7 HLX. Both pistols are running 4.4 inch barrels. Absolutely love it when you got two fantastic 45s on 45 Friday. Man, these things are just tremendous. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick little video of me comparing these two absolutely wonderful 45s. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for watching and stay safe out there. And as always, remember, your Second Amendment is worth protecting.